Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing the main card of UFC 185 right now. We're talking with Nick Kalikas from MMA Odds Breaker, professional MMA odds maker, and also joining us over the phone, MMA analyst and, of course, former MMA title contender Frank Trigg, who is also a contributor for MMAOddsBreaker.com. Matt Brown and Johny Hendricks. This is an interesting fight, right? Hendricks doesn't want to wait to fight Lawler a few months from now, so he's taking this fight in the middle. Hendricks a minus 350 favorite. Matt Brown plus 290 on the other side. But, you know, Brown fought Lawler in an epic war. He has some big positives like his cardio. He doesn't have much of a ground game, though. So, you know, the question is this maybe a mistake for Hendricks to take this fight? What are his chances of actually winning? Clearly, he has a big chance. I don't know, maybe a 75% chance. And if that's the case, maybe the lines are dead on. Frank Trigg, what do you think Hendricks' chance of winning here are?
I think this fight is dead on from a standpoint. You know, obviously Nick is better at the line understanding than I am, but I think this fight is completely dead on. And I'm still picking Johnny to win, but I have a lot of trouble with really landing on this one because Johnny has said he's had a problem with his weight. He's been trying to keep his diet under control, trying to get himself squared away. That was the problem with the Lawler fight, why he faded in the end of towards the fourth and fifth round, because he didn't have the right energy. He wasn't on the right diet. He got too big between training camps. This training camp is the lightest he's ever been. He's been under. But remember, when guys stay that light, they also lose a little bit of power and strength.
Sure.
He's saying that he's finally got his power and strength back again, but I don't know necessarily if that's true. You've got to wait and see what happens. Plus, let's not forget how mentally devastating that loss was to Lawler. It's really broken. He finally becomes the champ. He thought he beat GSP. He finally beats Lawler, gets the champ, fights Lawler again, loses it. So now he's had a time he thought he should have had it. He finally has it. And another time he thought he should have easily kept it, and now he's lost it. So it's a very difficult task for him to really mentally get behind this fight and get himself back together again, especially against a guy like Matt Brown. Matt Brown is so good in so many different places. And really, they have him ranked fifth right now at the weight class. I think he should be like 2 or 3 because Matt's a guy that just has that ability to get in there. He just hasn't been on stellar track as of late. This fight, for me, the line is going straight across. I'm picking Hendricks to win this fight,
right,
but I'm really shaky. And to be honest with you, once we hear what Nick has to say, I can flip my position and start picking Matt Brown.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in exact agreement with you, Nick Kalikas. I'm seeing this fight as a pass or pass situation. I think Hendricks is going to win. Would I want to bet him at 350? I don't think so. Would I want to bet Brown at plus 290? I don't think that's enough. Where'd you open this line? Where's the public been betting?
I opened it Hendricks minus 270, so they bet it up.
Yeah,
and
that's what I would expect.
Yeah, so it was a little bit below 3-1, but so it's not, you know, compared to some spots, it hasn't gone crazy at least. But we could see some, again, more action coming in and swaying it. But right now, definitely the books need Brown, and we probably will on fight day 2, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Right.
I mean, man, how much credit do we have to all really give Brown? Look at what he's done lately. It's been really impressive. I mean, even that fight with Lawler, I mean, people laying that juice on Robbie Lawler against Brown were really sweating it because, I mean, just the heart, the drive, I mean, he's just relentless. I mean, Brown is just a handful to deal with on the feet for sure. So I think Hendricks' best shot would be obviously to take Brown down, control him a little bit, try to avoid the subs. Now, you mentioned that Brown's ground game is kind of weak. It is. Defensively, he's got some problems, but he has gotten better. I mean, if you look, he's been put in spots. People have gotten his back recently. I mean, Eric Silva, for one good example there, and he managed to survive that, which was surprising because Silva's BJJ is that good. So Brown has been putting the work in, and he's gotten his ground defense a little bit better. That's still, I think, a weakness of his. But offensively, I mean, he has some sub skill. I mean, even off his back, he looks for the arm bars, he looks for the triangle type of submissions. So you can't sleep on that. But more so than not, I realize that. I mean, it's Brown's fight to win on the feet. Hendricks does have a power, like you guys mentioned, on the feet as well. And he's even starting to mix up some pretty solid leg kicks to go along with it. He goes with body. So I think Hendricks is skilled on the feet, but you got to give the stand-up edge to Matt Brown here because just his style, the way he mixes everything up. He's so unorthodox but powerful, relentless, comes in at you so hard. He's just nonstop. So this is a difficult test for sure for Hendricks, but you do have to slightly lean that way because he is able to control where the fight goes. I mean, if he wants Brown up against the cage, he could be able to hold him there, maybe do some clinch work there. If he wants Brown on his back, eventually probably will be able to get that job done as well. So it's a weird spot. I do lean towards Hendricks getting the nod, probably by decision. But man, like you guys said, there's no way I would lay 3-1 against Brown, especially he's just performed so well lately and surprised everybody, even in the fights that he's lost.
Yeah, like you said, probably by decision. All right, let's go back to you, Frank Trigg. Right now the odds are saying that this fight is probably going to go the distance. 3-round fight, the over 2.5 is minus 220, the under 2.5 is plus 180. Do you think that even betting the over 2.5 at minus 220 might be a good bet?
Yeah, definitely bet the over in this one. It's going the distance for sure. It's going to be very difficult to finish either guy. Both guys have gotten better. Both guys have gotten amazing. And Matt Brown's one of those guys, like Nick has said, even in a loss, you get so much more impressive. And you can see the changes in his style and changes in his game. So even when he loses, you see how much better he is. With Hendricks, when he loses, he comes back even tougher, better, and stronger. I'm worried about his cardio shape for this one because he's got his weight down so low. So it'll be so much easier to make weight. He'll be so much more rested. But this fight still goes to decision no matter which guy wins. It's 100% you got to bet the over in this one.
Do you think this was a mistake for Hendricks to take this fight? You think he should have just waited around until Lawler was ready to fight and then made that his next fight?
No, and this is the reason why I got yelled at a lot because I said if GSP came back right now, he wouldn't be in the top 5 of the weight class. Mm-hmm. He's, for as good as GSP was, taking 18 months or 2 years off from the game, not being in competition, not being in training camp, not having to be at practice every day, makes you rusty, and that weight class develops so quickly. Every single month, there's somebody new that's vying for the title. He's just getting behind. If Hendricks sat and waited till Lawler or McDonald, whoever wins that fight, becomes in and get back in the fight Lawler again, that would be stupid on his part. He needs the time in. He needs the reps. He needs the time in there battling. You look at their records right now. Hendricks is only 16-3, where Brown is 21-12. And a lot of the reasons why Brown is so good isn't just the fact that he's got more fights. He's had more time inside the cage. He's had more time to see different things that Hendricks hasn't, which is the reason why this matchup is so enticing. But Hendricks to sit on and wait for Lawler, would be one of the biggest mistakes you could do. Plus, Hendricks comes from that wrestling background, which is all about competition as often as possible, as healthfully as possible. So you're not going to want to fight every week, but you definitely want to get back in there. If you're healed up, you have no problems, get back there and battle as quickly as possible. I think Hendricks made the right decision to fight as quickly as possible. I'm just not sure it's the right decision to fight Matt Brown as fast as possible.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, he's as tough as they come. He could get into a war here, but I guess we're thinking that, the fight probably goes distance over 2.5 rounds. Even at minus 220 might be the best way to go. Thanks so much. Interesting thoughts, guys.